Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to class. It's already 30 minutes late. Yeah, we are 30 minutes late, and I apologize for that. I'm really struggling with my network. The Airtel router I installed, actually, Airtel's network shut down since afternoon. They are working on the mark somewhere around, and I am joining from my own mobile network. That's why it's kind of logging in and logging out. So I apologize on behalf of Data Freak. The class is being recorded already, so I'm just going to quickly take you through what we have today, and then we'll have a little discussion before we go. So we're able to cover, yeah, last week we were able to cover all the Excel introduction. I told you guys to submit your assignment yesterday. We were able to extend it to today, and some few more persons submitted, while so many others have not submitted, and that's not good. However, you still have till 12:59 today to submit. So this is what we did last week. This is a summary of what we did last week. We're able to create Excel, we're able to introduce you to Excel interface, talked about workbook, talked about worksheets, how to save your file, how to navigate the Excel interface, and then of course, we also talked about how to basic formatting like your font. We did alignment, we did the data entry, we created a table, and we're able to align them, like format the table to look like a table, add some colors, add some fonts and all of that. So today we are going to continue from here to talking about data types. You're going to meet data type in all the tool you're going to be using, because each tool treats the data you give to them according to the data they are, the type of data they are. So in Excel, you're going to talk about data type. In fact, like I showed you last week, Excel stores data according to the type of data they are. If it is text, it goes to the right. If it is numbers, it goes to the left. And some other kind of data like dates, like your characters, your voucher, all of those data type. Excel has a different way it handles them. So if you have a column where you have just letters, for example, you have a text, Excel will certainly handle that table as a text, meaning that you cannot perform functions on that particular row. Sorry, I mean columns. If you have a column that has a text as a data type, Excel will not allow you to perform uh aggregations on that particular set. All right. So let me just mute everyone. Okay. Now Excel handles them separately. So when we also get to Power BI, you're going to see that Power BI has its own way of handling data according to the data type. So data type is extremely important in whatever because obviously you're handling data. It's just like you being in an organization, they have a way, even your normal place of work or anywhere else, they have a way they handle each kind of data. Like if you're a male, if you're a female, that's the way you dress, it's the place, the way you use your restroom for male and for female. So it's same thing with here. Whenever you're talking about data, you must have to know how to classify them according to where they belong. In fact, when you load data into Power BI, the first thing Power BI does, the very first thing it does on its own automatically is to sort that data into different data type. It must sort it first of all, because every other thing that you're going to be doing depends on the data type. For example, if you have a column that has
Is it my network that is flopping or
As if you're still talking, you are muted and we can't hear you.
Can you hear me, please?
because we cannot hear you? We
Can
cannot hear
anybody
you.
hear me, please? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear
Yes, we
me?
can.
We
We
can
Hello?
can
hear
hear
you
you
now.
now.
Okay, okay. I don't know where where we stopped. I don't know what you heard last, but I was talking about data type, different kind of data. So I was explaining the importance of knowing the data types that you're working with. Generally, we have the basic type of data that you're going to be working with. The very basic one is your text, your characters, like your text. When you have name, everything you're seeing in the screen right now, I believe you can see screen, right? Can see my screen. Everything you're
Yes.
seeing in the screen is text. These are, so whenever you have a text, but remember, when you go to Excel, the data you're working with in Excel is structured. So it is usually in a table. So the data should be in columns. So any column that has letters like this is called text. That column contains text. And there are things you cannot do to that column. Like you cannot do any kind of aggregation in that column. The only kind of aggregation you can do to that column that has text is called, you can find counts, like you can count the number of people, that, like the number. You cannot add, you can subtract, you cannot multiply, you can divide, you can't even find average of text. The only thing you can do to text is just to count the number of columns that so usually your text data type is not really, you just use it to pass information. It just passes information, like tell you the name, the countries, maybe, um, of course. So let me just go to Excel and be explaining this thing. Maybe I should open one data set. Let me go to File, then go to, let's use this one, Swiss record. Oh, it didn't save. The last data we entered the last time, it didn't save. So let me use this one. So if you can see this is a data type. So this is the column. Remember, always, this is how your data set is going to look like. Always, this is how, let me open a bigger one. Order. So you can see this is how your data set would always look like. It is going to be structured. Always, any data set you come across is going to be structured. So the data type we are talking about here now, you have text. Whenever you have letters like this, it is classified as text, all right, or string. You can call it text or string. So text or string, another type of text that you can see is basically not names like this. When you have names, when you have country, when you have um anything that you cannot perform aggregations on this data, right? So you can also have something like for the address 42 Afolabi Street. So this is This one has number and it also has text. So whenever it has number, or you can say my name at gmail.com. So whenever I have number, space, character, or when you have number mixed with letters, Excel or all these tools, they recognize it as text. Whenever it is not strictly numbers, they recognize it as text, right? So this is a text. This is a text. Even if you put your name, it's a text. If you put anything, country, it is a text. All these are text data type. And Excel handles it as a text data type. You can see that it is storing it by the left, right? While it stores numbers by the right. So the next data type you're going to always come across, this is always, like all of the time, is called numbers. So numbers is obviously, you already know that. You can see some example like 30, 40, anything that has with numbers. So the major ones that you're going, in fact, every data set you get must have either numbers, maybe sales, maybe profit column, amount column. It could be like total column, um, age column, any number, anything. You can perform aggregation on this. You can find the total sales, you can units sold, you can find the total, you can find the average, you can find the anything, like you can perform full aggregation on this particular column. So it is recognized as numbers. You're going to be meeting a lot of columns with numbers, okay? This is also numbers, revenue. This is cost. It is number. You can add total cost. You can find the smallest cost. You can find the maximum cost. You can find the average cost. You can even count. You can find total. You can do mean. You can do median. So you can perform all aggregation on number data type. All right. That is why when you move this data set to Power BI, it's going to handle it separately from the way Excel handles it, because it will, first of all, the first thing that SQL does, the first thing that Power BI does is to detect the data type before anything will start. Someone is still complaining of network. Can't you people hear me? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
we can hear you.
okay. So this is very important to note, okay? You're going to always need data type in every tool you use, every one you use. Now we have this one. It is called character. This is called voucher. Whenever you see ID, other ID, customer ID, sometimes it can be number, like this one now is number. You can easily call it number because you can handle this number. But look at this one. This is also number, but it is not really numbers. These are not really number. They are called voucher. You can call them, though Excel will handle it as numbers anyway, but when you get to SQL and Power BI, they will handle it differently. Because you can't really add you can't really add these numbers. They are not numbers. These are just IDs. They are just unique identifiers, right? They are not really numbers. But you can see them here as number. You cannot find total other ID. Do you get? You cannot add all the total other ID. It doesn't make sense. You cannot find the average. You can't find. So this is not text. Remember, if it is not number, it is text, right? But this is not text. And this is not number. So this is going to be called varchar, variable character. It is variable character. So it is going to be handled as varchar, right? So the next data type you have is the date data type. This is the date data type. Obviously, you know what the date data type is, right? All right. So let's just go on to Excel data types. You have numbers, represent numerical. So I just try to explain them here briefly. Here are the main data type you're going to meet in Excel. The first one is numbers, like I told you. What do? They represent numerical values. You use them to calculate, basically. You can include integers, decimal, currency, percentage. So when you're talking about numbers, numbers can come in different forms. You can have your whole number as maybe 250, 334. This is a whole number. You can also have 334.5. This is, you can also have 345.55, and you can also have 345.555999. See, so There's something we call integers. There's something we call double. I'm not sure. Excel doesn't really recognize double, but it's just you're looking at these ones are fractions. You can see the numbers after the decimal point. This one you can really this one you can round them off. If you want to round them off, for example, we can use here to round them off. You can just click here and then it will add more. If you want to round them up, then if you want to round them down, you can use this one to round them down. You can see it will round them off. But most times the perfect or the default format in Excel is 2 decimal places. So you can call these ones 2 decimal places. They are fractions, 2 decimal places, like this one also. But when it is now more than 2, like it is longer, it is treated as double. Excel, we call it double. So whenever you have situations like this, the best thing to do is always to round them up. Just click here, you round them down to 2 decimal places and have them like this. So this is a more better way of storing numbers in Excel. It's either they are in whole number or they are in fraction like this. Okay. Yeah, these are just basically the kind of numbers you're going to meet, but most of the time it's going to be whole number. Okay, most of the time it's going to be whole number. Yeah, so when it comes to number, this is what you get. Then you also have I think I've talked about text or string. They represent any condition of character such as words or labels. Okay, text entries are stored as string, mostly as string. Okay, even numbers entered. So when you have another trick is when you want to enter a number, I think when we get to this will come in handy when we get to SQL. So if you have these 2, 3, 4, and then if you have this as 2, 3, 4, these two are not the same. Now, who can tell me what data type these two are? Just, by looking at them, even the way Excel stored them just now, you can tell from everything I've explained. Can anyone try? Just give it a try. Let's see. What data type is this and what data type is this one?
You mean in Excel?
Yeah, here,
Said it's text now.
text.
Mm-hmm. You said that
Okay.
Excel treats number as text. Is that no?
Mm-hmm.
Then the one above, I don't know. This person said the one above is number. But the one that is in a double bracket is strings. If it's in, I don't know.
You say you don't know. You're getting it right, and you're saying you don't know.
Like I was trying to say in Excel that this should be string, but I don't know if it's the same thing. Sorry, in SQL. So I don't know if it's the same thing in Excel.
No, it's in
That's what I'm
Excel
saying. I
here.
don't know. I'm not
It's in
sure.
Excel. So, like I explained to you, that Excel stores this text, different kind of text in different ways. Look at the way it stored this one. Look at here, chocolate chips. It stored it to the left. Then when it sees number, it stores it to the right automatically. It stores number and date to the same right. So it saw this one and stored it to the right, to the left, which makes it a string or a text, a string or a text. Then this one, it stores it to the right, which makes it a number, obviously. So whenever you add this thing, what is it called? Quotation mark. Whenever you add this quotation mark, either the double quote or the single quote, it is stored as what? A text or a string. Okay? Excel stores it as text or string. So there are times when you'll be writing, it may not be handy here, all right, because obviously most of the columns would like you have the column name, you already know what the column is, like product, you know that everything here will be product name, right? So unit sold, everything here should be the unit sold per sale, right? So but when you're writing something like in Python, sorry, in Power BI or in SQL, where you have to write queries or code or something. So you may need to write something, like write something, including your code. For example, let's say you want to, in SQL, you want to say select from a particular table, then you want to get a particular column from a table that is named in numbers. So maybe that number has, I really don't know how to explain this, but I think you get me better when we get it. But there's a point when you need to write some numbers as a text, or maybe even in Python, we do that a lot in Python. Maybe you want to write these two as a text, then it is going to come like this for many reasons. There are reasons when you don't want to represent a particular number as a number. You want to, like, you want it to come out in your output. Because if you just write it, for example, you want to do 2 plus 2 equals to 2 plus 2. So when you enter this, it's going to automatically calculate for you. It's going to run the code, right? So Excel will run the code for you. But if you don't want it to run the code, maybe you're writing something that you want to explain something to somebody, then you're going to put it as this 2 plus 2. You want them to know that what is here is 2 plus 2 and not 4. So Excel is going to leave it like this. You see it that this is what it is as a text, but this one is a number. All right. So Excel will ignore whatever you want it to do here, even though it's in 2 plus 2, it's not going to calculate it. It's just leave it for you the way it is, because you have told you that this is a text. Of course, they don't calculate text, right? So it just leaves it like that. So that is also a data type that you should note. Yeah, then you also have the date time. Obviously, we've talked about date time, right? You know your dates. Whenever you have dates, store as serial number. So you can have your dates, you can have your date time in Excel as a data type also. So these are the basic data type you're going to meet in Excel. Even from this data set you're seeing here, you can see that here we'll have numbers, here we'll have number, here we'll have okay, for the sake of Excel here, let's just call it numbers because it's seen it as numbers, even though it is called varchar or variable character. Then here you have text, here you have numbers, here you have dates, and here you have numbers, and here you have numbers. So yes, it's numbers, obviously, my brother. So now let's see what
Please, do you mind if I ask a question? Sorry for
yes, you
interrupting you.
can. Yes.
So, when is a set of numbers considered a voucher? Because from please, can you open that Excel back? The screen, your Excel screen.
Yeah, I'm on the Excel screen. Can you see the
No, you
screen?
are showing not yet. Yes, please. So the other ID is just like set of numbers, right? Then if we look at units, so this is also a set of numbers. Revenue is also a set of numbers. So when do we call a number a voucher?
Okay. Now, when you have other ID, for example, if we want to give you student ID, you remember you went to school, right? In your university, you had a student, what is it called? Student, what do they call it in university again? Reg number, right? Do you remember?
Oh.
So your reg number is usually a number. For example, if you want to give you student number here now, your number is going to be DA001. Data Africa 001. We're going to have DA002. We also have DA00 up to maybe 1000. Do you get? So some numbers will have letters in them. You can have maybe so this column, the name of this column is going to be what? Student ID. Student ID. That is the name of this column. So this is voucher. So when you have in a letter added to number, are you following?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm following you.
okay. So when you have numbers and letters together, this cannot be classified. Even in your eye, you can see that it is not text, right? And you can see that this is not numbers as well. So it is voucher. Though When you move this to, okay, yeah, SQL is going to handle it as text. Sorry, Power BI. Power BI handles it as text. Anything that is not a number or text or is a text. Once it sees a number there and letter, once it is not plain number, like as you can see in this unit sold, this is purely number. But once it's not like that, if you add any letter to it, Power BI sees it as what? As a text. So it is SQL that will see this as voucher. All right. So Excel will also see this as number, but in real sense, it is not number, it is voucher. So that's it about that. You're still going to use a lot of data set that will explain further to you. So this is a summary of everything we've talked about data type, every single thing we discussed. So we have the data type, we have numbers, this is this data. So this is numeric data using calculation. This is example. You can have it as whole number or as decimal. Then you have your text. You can have textual data or labels like hello, like sales, like country, like, you know. Then you have your date value stored numerically. This is dates. All right. Then you have your time. Time tells you time, or just normal time. Then your Boolean, when you have true or false. So this one is not really rampant in Excel. You hardly use this one, true or false. So it's not really, but it's also a data type, Boolean, then error. So you meet this one a lot, division error. Whenever you're dividing and it's not working, or most times when you want to write a function or a formula and you get it wrongly, you're going to see this error. So it is simply telling you that you cannot divide by 0. We're going to meet that just certainly. Then you have Excel data entry. Data entry in Excel involves inputting data into Excel, into cells in the organized way. So I think we did a bit of this last time. We created something like this, like a table. This is a perfect data entry something where you just create normal table. So can we create this? Can we create this? We'll have the dates, we'll have the product, we'll have quality, we'll have price, we'll have total. So let's try to create that. The title of this table is going to be sales. Maybe you can call it sales table. So remember, to create a table, you can use Control N to create a new sheet. Control N, create a new sheet. So we can call this sheet sales record, sales table, just sales table. So what is the name of the columns of our table? Please, someone should just remind us. Someone should cram it. Date, so we don't have to come back here. Date, product, quantity, price, total. So we are going to, let's start from here. We're going to have dates. What's the next one? Products. What's the next one?
Product, quantity,
Quantity. What's the next one?
price, total.
Price. The next one is total. What again? That's all right. Let's
Yes,
confirm.
total. I think
Okay,
that's all.
perfect. So we are just going to put any random. It must not be this one. So here we want to have dates. Maybe today's dates. Let's start from 25th. 25th. However you enter it, Excel will still format it to the normal Excel. So this is a normal Excel format, 25th, 11, 2025. So let me enter the next one as another format, 26. Let me use this one, 11, 2025. So if I remove my cursor and hit on enter, Excel will format it to the normal Excel format. Then you have 27, 11, 2025. So I'm entering data now. You see how I did it? Anywhere I want to write, I'll just come down and highlight, just click on that particular column, and then I'll start writing. Maybe the product is laptop. Then the next product is iPhone. The next product is iPad. Then the quantity this person bought is 3. This person bought 2. This person bought 5. So you can see the way I'm entering the data. This is called data entry. I'm very careful about the row. This column is containing dates. I cannot come and put. Okay, I'll just mute everyone. So this column is containing dates. I cannot come there and put laptop because it's dates. I'm maintaining data integrity. It's called data integrity. Then price. Maybe the price of the laptop is $500. Then the price of the iPhone is $300. Then the price of the iPad is $250. Now, the total is going to be, obviously, the quantity times the price. So I'm going to do a little bit of calculation here. So I'll just call up my Excel calculation function by hitting the equals to. Once I hit the equals to, Excel is now ready for calculation. But I don't want to input these values manually by saying 3 times 500. So if I do this, when anything changes, it's going to become wrong. If I do this, it's going to calculate it for me. But if this changes to maybe we now discover, oh, this customer bought 2, not 3, and we change it, it's not going to automatically change. And if we have a really large data set, like plenty, this is just 3 columns. If the column were 1,000, this is going to render this entire data set unclean. It's going to render it useless just because of this one error. So we have to automate what we are doing to make sure whatever changes that happen will effect automatically. So instead of doing this, I'll come here and click this one, then do my multiplication, click the next one. So Excel has seen what I did. Even if I come and change this one now to 2, Excel will automatically update it here because it is seeing this cell and adding the content of this cell. Whatever changes, Excel also changes it for me. You can see that. So I don't even have to do all these ones. I'll just drag it down. It will automatically populate the rest of them for me. So I think we've made progress. Let's now format it. Remember we did formatting last time, right? So let's format just like this. We want this one to be bold, this title, the name, like this Excel data entry. So let's work on that first. So we'll come here, just like we did last time. This one, this is the name. So we want it to expand to this place. We want it to expand to this entire table. So I'll just come here and highlight. When I come here, I'll click on the cell, click down and drag it to the whole cell that I want to extend it to. Then I'll go to my text wrap. This is not text wrap. Text wrap is when you have a lot of text. Then you want to wrap it into a cell. I think I'll practice that and show you. But the option we have to use here is the merge and center. I want to merge all these cells to become one cell and then center this thing. So I'll click on merge and center. It will now merge everything and center it. This is when you use text wrap. Like let me write something. Today is Sunday. I went to work and came back to start this class. You can see all these things is too long. It's so long. I just want it to be in this one cell. I don't want it to extend to all of these cells. So I will click on this one cell and then use text wrap. You can see it will wrap everything inside that one cell. Do you see that? That's how text wrap works. It will wrap everything and then allow me continue. So it will not distort the size of the column. If I expand the size of the column, it would still be the same. All right. If I click text wrap again, you can see it has undone what we did. If I click again, it will take the size of it will only expand this particular cell till it contains everything that wants to be there. Okay, so that's not really what we want to do today. All right, so now we've achieved this one. The next thing is we're trying to format it to look exactly like this. So we want to do this one. We want to color it to be blue and the text inside should be white. All right. So we can just come here, and then this is it. We want to highlight this one. This is what we want to. How do I highlight? I just click on this. I just push the cursor down, like my mouse, right click mouse, hold it and drag to the way I want to, to where I want to stop it. So I want to color inside. This one colors the text. This one colors, let's see. So if I change this, it colors the text. This one colors the text. Remember, I want the text to be white. So this one colors the background, this one. So I want the background to be blue, like this. I'll click on it. Then I want the text to be white. I'll click on white. Do you see that? I think it's making sense now. So, the next one is to color the rest of the body. Okay, the three colors are not the same. This one is dark green. This one is light green. This one is dark blue, lighter blue. So let's do that. So now color this one also. Come here. Remember, this is background. To be lighter. This one should be lighter than the other one. And this one should even be lighter also. Okay. So you can see. I think this is good. You can expand it if you want to. It's up to you to format it the way you want. So this is data entry. So you can also do this without, you can even expand this one. You can make this one bolder. So whatever I want to do, if I just come here and click, I can make it bold. I can even increase the size. You can see, I can increase the size to the way I want. I don't want it to be bold anymore. So this is a basic data entry with Excel. And you can also do your formatting however you want it. I think this one is bold. You can make this one bold if you want to, because it's the heading. Okay. Is there any questions so far? All right. So let's move on. Data entry, yeah. So here we have analyzing and visualizing data. Now we are entering data analysis properly. It has been established that the most effective way to communicate insight is through visual instead of just words or numbers. After data cleaning, the next step is to try to analyze your data using different tools. During and after analysis, the insight of finding needs to be communicated to the stakeholders for implementation. So now you're the data analyst and you know what you're seeing in your data. You know what you're seeing in your data, but your manager does not know. Your CEO does not understand. They don't know what you're seeing. You know you're seeing the number. You've seen the total sale that was made. You've seen the total loss. You've seen the total profit and all that. But they don't know. You have to, and you can't just come and tell them numbers. You have to visualize this thing. People understand data better when it is in visual, like in picture formats, in charts, in graphs. People understand it better because they can see the picture. Like you're telling them a better story with pictures. It is easier to remember pictures than numbers. People do not understand numbers. So after analyzing, the best way to communicate your insights is by really giving your stakeholders visuals. We'll get to that when we begin to, do our design. So these are the different, I think we've talked about tools, your spreadsheet tool, Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets. We've talked about all this on database. We're going to be using MySQL. So for the visualization, you're going to be using Power BI. So you're also going to use Excel to do visual. Of course, we are going to design visual when we get to that point, certainly. Then you also talk about working with multiple sheets. I think we've talked about working with multiple sheets. Like you can create several sheets at the same time. We can have as many sheets as possible. We can have all of them, so many of them at the same time and be working having different information or different data sets in them. Like, let me show you a typical example. Like this one that I just showed you, you can see that this data set is talking about product. The product here is chocolate chips. The product here, if you go down, you're going to see that the product is fortune cookies, sugar, oatmeal raisin. You have sneaker doodoo, all of these products. All of these products. Well, if we go to another data set, which is this cookie type, you're still talking about the same cookies, fortune cookie, oatmeal, sneaker doodoo, sugar. Then if you open the last data set, I think is the customer data set, you're going to see these are the customers that are buying that product. So these three different data sets, they are in different data sets, but they are talking about the same information, the same product, the same sales. All right. So when time comes, we are going to see how all these tables can be connected together to bring out information from the data they have there. Okay. So, but just know that there are situations where you may need to have your data in different tables. All right. You can have your data sets in different tables. You don't necessarily have to be in the same table. Okay. All right. So you can have them in different tables, but there's a way they connect to each other to make it easy. So there are times when you may want to work with sheets, different sheets in the same workbook. Okay. Now we have I think I've introduced you to Excel. Yeah, we've done all of this one, basic formatting, spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel. So I just did a brief introduction. So now introduction is spreadsheet is a computer. So what is a spreadsheet generally? What is a spreadsheet? So that we understand this thing before we go into it. A spreadsheet is a computer application for computing, organizing, analyzing, and storage of data in tabular form. However, you want to store your data, they must have to be in structured form, which is tabular form. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of tables all the time. Spreadsheets were developed as computerized analog of paper accounting worksheets. The program operates on data entered in the cell of a table. So just like you're seeing here, it is the same thing. You can see this is just the same way you record. If you check all those people that used to, back in the days in the shop, they used to use paper exercise books to record sales. They will just draw a line, they will put dates, they will put products, they will put the amount, they will put all of this thing total. At the end of the day, they will just use it to calculate the total sales that was made and all those. So this is now the computerized form of that. It is now computerized, but it is the same principle, the same format. It is the same format. You can see it's just different, just calibrations, those things in columns and in rows, which is the same thing it used to be back in the days. Even some people still use it now. It's not everybody that have laptop, right? It's not everybody that have access to computer. So a lot of salespersons still use that manual or analog method. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet developed by Microsoft for Windows, Mac operating system, Android, iOS, It features calculations or computation capability, graphing tool, pivot tables, and a macro programming language called Visual Basic 4. So if you look at this picture, you're going to see the traditional way that they used to, calibrate paper and then be entering data manually. Then you look at this one, you can see Excel. You see that it's still exactly the same thing. Excel is just the computerized one, while the olden days or the old pattern or the traditional one is the one that you know. You get the one that you know that you're used to. You even do it even in school. Maybe you want to write class record or noisemakers, or you use this one. All right. So let's look at Excel work. Okay, I think we've done this one. You know your tab and your ribbons, right? This is the assignment I gave you. Your tabs and your ribbon, your cell, your range. You remember range, right? Your rows and your columns. You remember that, how to navigate, then your workbook and your worksheets. So I'm repeating all of these things so that you just get used to it, because this is the basics, all right? This is the basics. You need to know them by heart without, being reminded. So this is basically what you get in Excel. This is what you master in Excel. So let's create our first cell. We've done that already. Formatting, we've done formatting. We've done that. Remember what we did here, right? We did our formatting. We created a table. We formatted it, added these numbers. So we can decide to even duplicate it, make it bigger. So I can copy this and paste it here. Just keep pasting it to make it larger. Same thing. You can see our table is now bigger. It's now bigger. So there is also another way of doing this thing without let me create this now. You can also do it automatically without having to do the formatting yourself. Let me do this one. Let me remove the formatting. I don't know. Let me remove the formatting. Let me just color it to normal, to white. Everything here should be white. Good. So there's also a way you can do it automatically. If you just click here and go to this formatting, you can see formatting here, format, table format. Sorry, you can do that in your formatting. Okay, look at formatting here. If you click here, you can see different table formatting that you can use. Let me see. Style. Okay, these are different styles. Let's see. Okay, table, click on table. So this one, we'll get to this one. But if you click on table, because this is a table, right? If you click on table, you can also choose any kind of format that you want. Okay. So if I want to format it automatically without having to choose it by myself, I'll just come to table and I'll choose the kind of format that I want. If I want this one, I'll choose this one. It automatically formats the table for me. So it is not giving it the exact format I want because this is not formatted as a table. Like the background, I already removed the background. Excuse. I'm gonna call you because I'm having a meeting right now. So this is let me do another one. Or let me even format this one here. Let me just use Control T. If I click on Control T, it's going to prompt me if I want to format this as a table. I will say yes, but I don't want to because it's going to also format this heading for me. So I'll click here to go and select where I want it to format. This is where I want it to format. I've clicked, then I'll click OK. It will now format this as a table for me with all this filter. This means I can filter it. I can just filter, you see. I can filter if I want to see all the ones that is just 2. I don't want to see 2 and 3. I want to see only 5. To format to just 5, only 5. But don't worry about this one. We'll get to it when we get to filter, sorting and filtering. Okay. I will get to all of this one. So just learn the hard way. Learn it the hard way first. How to do it the hard way. Then later you can now see how to do it the easy way. All right. So this is how you format your table. Let me undo all of this that I've done. Okay. Good. So this is let's go back to our slide to make sure we're not missing out anything. So we've done formatting, then you've learned how to align. I hope you know how to do your aligning. Like if I want this thing to come to, where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Okay, where is that table? This is it. So if I wanted this name, for example, if I wanted this name to come to, if I wanted this name to come to to the left, if I wanted the name to go to the left, what will I do? I'll just go to align. This is where you do your aligning. You can just move it to the left. You can see that's gone to the left. Once it's to the right, it goes to the right. So this is used to do your aligning. So if this was bigger like this, if I want it to come to the to come up, I'll bring it to the center. If I want it to go up, I take it up. If I want it to go down, I take it down. So you can do this is just for your alignment, basically for your alignment. Okay. There's no big deal there. Then what is missing. Let's quickly round it off. Then you also have done your cell referencing. A cell reference in Excel refers to the value of a different cell or cell range on the current worksheet or a different worksheet within the spreadsheet. A cell reference can be used as if, okay. A worksheet in Excel is made up of cells. These cells can be referenced by specifying the row value and the column value. For example, A1 would refers to the first row. I think we've done this, referencing A. Similarly, B2. So we've done this. I think you know how to reference your cells, right? You know how to reference your cells. Cell referencing is this. I think we did all of this in almost the first day. So because I wanted this class to be fast, I want us to go to advanced as quickly as possible. Now, cell referencing is a little bit complex, a little bit advanced. The cell referencing, so we have basically three type of cell referencing. In Excel, there are three main we have the relative referencing, the absolute referencing, and the mixed referencing, okay? The cell reference changes automatically when you copy the formula to another cell. It is default type of referencing. So, use case, when you want the formula to adapt based on its position. Okay, so let me explain this. It's a little bit advanced. Do you know what we did when we added all these things? So let's do that again now so that you understand cell referencing. So we are treating cell referencing. Okay? And what we are talking about is what? Relative. Relative referencing. Relative means if this is A, then this should be B. If this is C, then this should be D. If this is A, B, C, D, if this is E, then this should be F. This is called relative referencing. This is related to this. This happened because of this. This happened because of this. This is called relative. This is just a simple way of explaining it. So what happens here? Excel referencing means this place now is what? F. Remember I told you how to name it. F what? 3. This is F3. So you can reference F3 anywhere. I can come here now and say, I want what is going to be here to be equals to what to be 20, to be 2 times. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. No. I want to reference F. This is F3, right? So I want whatever is going to be here to be 2 times F3. Sorry, this is E. This is E what? E3. Because there's no value in F3. So I want what is here to be E3. I want whatever is going to be here to be 2 times whatever is in E3. So if I come out, you're going to see that even though E3 is far away here, I can reference it anywhere. It will just go down, look for whatever is there and multiply it by whatever. I told you to multiply whatever is here by 2. So it is multiplying it by 2. It is called cell referencing. It is called relative referencing, right? It's just straightforward. Okay, so this is exactly what we are going to be using here. I want what is here to reference what is here. This is relative referencing. So it's going to be, I want to reference D3. So I want to reference D3 multiply by E3. So E3. So you can see that if I enter, so it's going to multiply what is here and here. It is referencing. So because it is that, Excel has seen what I did. So I'm able to now drag down. It will keep doing the same thing. It will multiply what is here with here and put here. It will multiply what is here with here. It is relative. So if I drag it down, you can see it will do the same thing. It's just multiply what is here, put it here. Whatever is here, put it here, whatever. This is called relative referencing. Relative, it is relating to, because this one works. it is going to pick what is here and put here. It's going to pick what is here and put here. It's going to pick what is here and put here. If I keep going down, you can see, if I keep going down to the end, it will do the same thing for all of them. If I still keep going down, let's keep going down. You can see it will continue doing the same thing because it has multiplied whatever is here with here and it found nothing. It gave us nothing. If I come here and put 2, 2 multiplied by nothing is nothing, right? If I now put 3 here, it's going to give me something, 6. So even when there is nothing there, it is still working because it is relative. Please, you understand what I'm saying? Does anybody understand? Just show me that you understand what I'm saying.
You understand?
Okay,
Yeah, we
great,
understand.
great, great, great. So this is called relative referencing. So this is how I explained it. The cell reference changes automatically when you copy. You see the keyword there, copy the formula to another cell. It's so what is working here is the formula that I have already put in. The formula that we already put in, that is exactly what is working, right? So the formula, look at the formula here. If you click on it, this is the formula D3E3. So when it comes down here, it will just change this. It is still the same 3 and 3. This is still, it is still the same D and E, right? Still the same D and E, but it will just move the next step. The next step now is 4, right? So this one will change to 4. If you click here, you're going to see 4 here, D and E4. Then it will, when it goes down a step, it will change to 5 because this is 5, but it's still the same D and E. If you come down here, you see it is D5DE. Remember, we didn't write all these things. We only wrote for one. This is the only one we wrote, right? It now started writing for the rest. If you come here, it is D15E15 because it is relative, right? It is called relative referencing. Now, there's another type of referencing. I don't know if we'll be able to treat all of them, but the next one is absolute referencing. All right. Absolute referencing. This one is more strict than the relative referencing. The cell reference remains fixed to no matter where you copy the formula to. So this one is fixed. It doesn't move. It uses $sign to lock the row. So now let me show you, let's do another example to explain this one. Let's say now that I want to add another column here. We want to, this thing now, want to convert it to Naira. We want to convert this money now to Naira. So I will now say Naira. This money in Naira. I would also want it to be in Naira here, right? So I don't want to come and start copying it. So I'll come here, maybe I'll just find somewhere and put Naira sign. Let's say Naira sign is N. Let's say this Naira sign is N. So I want, here it will just be N1000. I want it to be something like this, N15. That's what we want to have here, N15. So, but this noun, if I copy this down, it will make it nothing. It just keep repeating. It just, it doesn't make any sense. So we want it to be related, we want it to follow, we want it to add this N to all of them, to everything here. But this N, this can only work if we have N here. If we have N. Remember, this one was working because we have this and this, it will come. If we come down here, we have number and number, it will add. But this N is just fixed to this one point. But we want to apply it to all these places. So what we do here is equals to, we want the value N multiplied by what we have here. Do you understand what I did? Do you people understand me? Are you following? Are you following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you know how I got, okay, let me enter it so that you see. Sorry. Enter. So it is saying the value, because it cannot multiply, it cannot add these two. So you cannot add these two. That's a problem right now. So let's put the n here. You cannot add number and there. You cannot multiply number and this thing. Okay, let's say we want to give everybody, okay, this is a good one now. Let's say we want to give all our customers, we want to give everybody $5. We want to give everybody $5. All right, so we'll put the $5 here. So we cannot come here and start adding it manually. We want to give everybody $5, right? So we cannot come here and start adding it manually. So we want to just write the 5 somewhere. We want to put the 5 here. Let's put it here. I want to give them $5. So I'll come here to effect it. I don't want to start coming here to start adding it. So what we want to add here is what should we name it? What is the heading? Bonus. We can call it bonus. So after giving them $5 each, we want to know what everybody will now get at the end of the day in this their bonus. Or should it be bonus or total? Should it still be total?
It's bonus is better now. We go have total.
Okay, so bonus. But this bonus is going to be total plus the bonus that was given to everybody.
Yes.
So this is now going to be equals to this plus the bonus
Yeah.
equals to 505. You see that this person got 505. Now, what we're supposed to do is to drag it down, right? So we drag it down to this point. You see? It will not work. It will not work because this person is still getting 600. This
Not
person.
relative.
So it is not
Relative.
relative. So if we had another 5 here, it would have been better. Maybe we had 5 here. You see, it has added. You have 5 here. It has added to this person. We have 5 here. It has added to this person. So, but it doesn't make sense coming here to start writing 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Or does it make sense? It doesn't make any sense. No. So we want all of them to have from this 5. So what we do is to fix this 5. So once we fix it, it will now reference it. So to do that, this is what we'll do. We'll come here, use the $sign. So this is this 5, this one is the F3, then this J5. We want this 5 to be fixed to J. All right, but we want the number to be moving. We want the number to be changing. So when it comes here, it will be seeing 4. It will be, here is J2, right? Here is J. This number is in J2. It's in J2 here. So when it comes here, it should be seeing J3. When it comes here, it should be seeing J4. When it comes here, it should be seeing J. So the J should be fixed. So what we simply do is to add $sign. $sign is fixed. You have fixed it now. So the J is moving while the J is stagnant. It is pinned to this J. Okay, let me pin the both of them. Let me pin the both of them first. Let's see. So we have pinned the J2. All these numbers should multiply J2. All these numbers should add J2. So if we drag it down, we can see the effect it has added. So we now have 5 added here, 5 added here, 5 added here, 5 added here. Because we fixed this J2, they should go here and add anywhere you are. Go here and add. Even if I take it down now, to even down here that doesn't have anything, it will still add that 5, 5 because it's 0 here, nothing is here. But because it's adding 5, it will go and add that 5 here. Does anyone understand me? So this is...
Now, please, I want to ask, how did you fix the J2? Like, do it again. I want to see.
Okay. So
The $sign.
the $sign. So once you want to fix anything, just put the $sign. It will automatically fix that thing to that point. So I added the $sign to the J, to this. I want to pin it down here. I don't want it to move. Because if I don't pin it, when it comes here, it will be looking for the number here. When it comes down here, it is moving relatively, to be moving relatively. If I don't have anything here, it will not add anything. But here, I don't want it to move relatively. I want it to be fixed here. So it is standing here. You can see it is, this $sign will pin it here at a spot. That's how to fix it. So when you move it down now, if you come here, it will not move. It will not move down here. It will still be here. If you keep going down, if you come down here, it will not be moving relatively. It will be stagnant. It will just be multiplying or adding that one thing up there.
You go back. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how fixed referencing works. So it says the cell reference remain fixed to no matter where you copy the formula to. No matter where you copy it to, it's still fixed at that J2. It uses $sign to lock the row,
Yeah.
column, and or both. So you use $sign to lock row. So if you want to lock the row and the column, see, you can see that I use $sign to lock the row. Which one? J and 2. This is J and 2. Which one is the column here among J and 2? Which one is the column? The J is the column, right? And the 2 is the row. Do you understand it? The J is the column. The 2 is the row. So we locked the row and the column. We locked it. You don't understand it? Do you understand? So you can use it to lock the
Get
row
it.
and the column. Use case. So when you use it is when you always want to refer to a specific
I have a
cell.
question.
Go ahead.
Sir, I have a
Hmm?
question.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, can we log any cell different worksheet? Sorry,
Eh?
can we go to a different worksheet to in this sheet now? Can we go to another sheet and log to come and act in this particular one?
Yes,
Let's
you
say
can.
we have
Lock. You can have this your
like
5 here.
two
Let's say we'll
sheets we
have
are
the 5
working with.
here.
Okay,
Let's say we'll have the
okay.
5 here now. That 5 is here. And then we don't have it here. I want to lock it there. So let's remove this one. So we can come here. Can you still hear me? Let me try my network if it's back. I think
Yeah.
it's back. So if we come here, we can say we want to. Now, what you simply need to do just to go to the sheets. We want to multiply this. We want to collect this and add it to, this is addition. Then you go to the cell where you want to have it and then click on that cell. That's all. You can see that cell here. The name is sheet 1. It's in sheet 1 F4.
Yeah.
You can see this is F4, right? F4. This is
F4.
F4. So we want to lock it. You can just, lock it anywhere. So you want to lock sheet 1. You want to lock the 4. Use your $sign to lock this. Then, of course, you want to lock this as well. Okay, let's see. Okay. So let me lock the F. Okay. So this works. Then if you drag it down, it works as well. So it is.
See, go back to sheet 2 and copy it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You say what? So it also works wherever you keep it.
It's understood.
Okay. So it just takes the name of that sheet and then works
References.
and reference it. You can work with several sheets. We'll still get to that when we get to. So there are so many things you can do with this particular mixed referencing. So you now know the difference between relative referencing and mixed referencing, right? Sorry, relative referencing and fixed referencing. Fixed referencing, relative referencing. So yeah, so just know the formula. Absolute is also called absolute or fixed. Absolute or fixed referencing. If a cell C1 contains a tax rate, and in B1 you want to multiply A1 by this rate. Yeah, so I think it's similar. Like if you want to apply a rate, maybe you want to increase the price of something, or you want to add VAT for people, and you just have the VAT written somewhere as maybe $23. I want to apply it to everybody, want it to affect everybody. Then you just use it, reference it. You just go and reference it here to multiply or to add for everybody. And just reference it. So this is going to be absolute referencing because it's fixed. All right. So let's get to but do you people understand what I did here? How to reference a cell. Remember, you're locking both the column and the row. Do you now know how to lock both column and row?
Oh.
Hmm? So here, I want to multiply my total by 2. Let's say I want to multiply my total by 2. All the total, I just want to multiply it by 2. For no reason, I just want to multiply it by 2. So I'll come here and say equals to my total multiply. Instead of saying by 2, I'll reference this 2 here, which is J2. I've referenced it. So now I want it to multiply all the total. Now, what do? I'll lock it. I'll lock this one. Now, I want to lock both the row and the column so that it doesn't move out. Wherever, even no matter where I copy the formula to, it's not going to move out. So what do? I'll lock the column. The column here is what? J. Column J. I'll go and lock J with $sign.
Yeah.
I also want to lock the row 3, because, sorry, the row 2. The information is in row 2. Look at it, row 2. I'll go and lock row 2 here with the $sign. So that I put $sign here doesn't mean it's now locking the J and 2, because there are different things. J here is different from 2. J is column and 2 is what? Row. So I'm only locking J here now from what you're seeing.
Okay.
I've not
The
locked
dollar sign was in front of two of them.
exactly. The $sign has to come in here. It means I've locked the 2 of them now, because there are 2 different things. Look at this F3. Okay. There are 2 different things. F is the column F. Y3 is the row 3. They are not together. Do you understand? J2 is not J2. They are not the same thing. It's just the name of the cell. Remember, it's an intersection, right? It is J and this is row 2. So I need to lock 2 as well for it to work. See, it has worked now. So if I now drag it down, no matter where I drag it to, it's not going to leave that J2 because J2 is locked. This times 2 is this times 2 is this times 2 is this times 2 is this. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Understand it? Does anybody not understand? Yes, let's start from that angle. No. Does anybody not understand? So the last thing we're going to be doing today is mixed referencing. Part of the cell reference is fixed, either the row or the column, and the other part changes when copied. So this is a special case. This is a very, very special case. So maybe you're doing something and you don't want one part to be changing. Let me see which example will I use? Let me see if I have an example here. A1 column is fixed, row can change. If you copy from row 1 to row 2, it remains okay. This is not quite understandable. I'm trying to find the perfect example to use. So let's say now we want it to be changing. Let's say now I want it to be changing. Okay, let's say I want to convert this thing now to money. We want here to be naira. I want here to be dollar. Do you get? After we multiply this thing by 2, the bonus, we're giving them bonus. Because we are dealing with students from different countries. We are dealing with students majorly from Nigeria and America, right? So we want to know how much Nigerians are earning and how much people in America are earning, since we are paying them, because we can't just pay everybody the same money. We want to know how much you'll be paying Nigerians. So what we'll do is this money should be naira, while this one should be dollar. So we can come here and put the naira sign. So we can come here and put the naira conversion. Maybe naira to dollar. Naira to dollar is, this is already in naira. Let's say this is already in naira. This is 3. Or let's say this is already in dollar. I think this is already in dollar. Let's format it to dollar in short. If we come here to general, we can format the currency. So you can format it, come here now, change the currency to dollar, right? Just format it, you can see it's not in dollar. So we want it to be, here is dollar, and here is Ghana cedis. So let's say we're dealing with Ghanaian and Nigerians. So this is in dollar. We want to know how much the Ghanaians have. All right. We want to know how much the Ghanaians have. Let me schedule another meeting. I want to know how much the Nigerians have. Are you following? Please, are you
Yes, sir.
following? Okay, good. I want to know how much the Ghanaians have and how much the Nigerians have. So what we do, let's say we keep, now we have to know the conversion rates. We have to know the conversion rates. The conversion rate for Ghana and conversion rate for Nigeria, for Naira. So let's just assume something. All right, let's assume something. I don't know what the exchange rate is, but let's assume that the exchange rate for Ghana is 1,000, and the exchanges for Naira is 1,500. So let's say Naira is 1,500 and Ghana cedi is 1,000 to dollar. What do we do now? So when he's here, let's do for Naira first. When he's here, so when it is here, we want to convert it to Naira, right? So we are going to say 3,000 divided by 1,500. Or is it 3,000? If you want to convert it to dollar now, how do we say? Someone should help us. We want to convert this money to Naira. We want to convert $3,000 to Naira. What is it going to be?
I think you
Divide
divide
by
by
1,500 now.
Divide, right? So here is going to be equals to what we have here, G3 divided by this one, Naira. Is that correct? So this is $2. Is this possible? Are you sure we are getting it? I think it's multiply by 1,500. $3,000. That is 4.5 million. It's multiplication. Someone that earns 3,000 multiplication, right? So it's going to be multiplication. So this is correct.
Multiplication, sorry.
Okay. So we want to format it. We don't want it to be in
Why
dollar.
is he giving us a dollar sign?
I want to change it now to Naira. So we're just going to come here to general, or you can even use this one. Come here. You can see there is no Naira here. So you click on more accounting formula and you're going to see Naira. See Naira here. You just click on and it will change to Naira. Now, we want to drag it down. If we drag it down, it's not going to work because it will move from here to here. It will move from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. So let's see. If we drag it down, see, it's not working. This one only worked because he saw 1,000 here. He multiplied this by, it is relative. So you have to do something to make it mixed. If you make it absolute, let's make it absolute. How do we get here? We want to lock n. We want to lock it in the column n. And we also want to lock it in. So let's lock n. we want to also lock it in column 2. We don't want it to leave 2, right? So let's lock 2. This is going to be correct now. So if we drag it down, it is correct. It is multiplying. You can see 600 multiplied by 1.5 will give you 1.8 million. 1.5 multiplied by this. So this is correct. Do you understand? So what we did here now, if we drag it this way, it is supposed to do for Ghana, but it will not be correct because it will move to I. It will give us wrong figure. Let's expand it and see. That's giving us nothing. It is too high, which is not correct. This is not correct at all. So we have to do something so that we can move it both ways. We want, when we move it down, it should lock to this one. But when we move it sideways, so this is going to come here. Sorry, it's a mistake. This is going to be here. So this is for Ghana cedis, and this is for Naira. So when we move it down, it should, now let's come here and adjust the formula to give us what we want. When we move it down, let's adjust the formula. So we want to, when we move it down, it should be locked to N. It should be in this column. When we move it down, it should be locked to N2. All right. It should be locked to N2. But when we move it sideways, it should move to O. So we don't want to lock N. We don't want to lock N. Sorry. We now leave N. Why is it not cleaning? Okay. Okay, good. So we locked only 2. It should be in the row 2. When we're moving it down, we lock it to N. Now when it is, now we want to move it down, sorry, we're going to lock N and leave 2 because we want it to be free. When it gets to this point, it goes to column 2. When it come here, it goes to column 3. So I'll leave this one. So I'm locking N. It should be in N when it is in this column H here. Then when it goes this way, it will move to, I'm no longer, okay, I'm still locking N. Okay, when it goes this way, it will go to O. That's the way I want to do this thing. I'm locking N right now, and I'm leaving 2 because I want it to move freely in the columns. Then let me try something with this one. When I go this way, let me see. So 1,000 times 3 is supposed to give us 6,000. So what formula is here? N2. No, it did not move. So here I'm not supposed to lock N. I'm going to leave N. This formula is not supposed to be N. So what it did, oh, now, okay, let's see. I think I've gotten it. Now, when you come here, you're going to lock N. You want it to be in N, and look at G. You also want it you also want to lock G. So let's lock G here. This is quite complex. Mixed referencing is always very complex. It's always very complex, and not everybody understands it at a go. So we are looking at G, and then we are also locking N. So we are not supposed to lock N. We want it to move to O when we move this way. So I'm just going to lock 2. Let me try this. I'm going to leave this one. Oh, sorry. I hit on enter. Okay. So when I move it this way, it's going to multiply. This is correct now. So if I move it this way, sorry, let me clean this one so that you understand what I did. So I locked N. I locked 2 because I'm in row 2. I want it to remain in row 2 when I move. Don't move out of row 2. Still be in row 2. Then I locked G. I want it to remain in G. Don't leave G. But you can move to the next column. So I locked only G and N and 2. So when I move it here, I want it to multiply 3,000 by 1,000. So it's going to come here to multiply and give me 3 million. So 3,000 multiplied by 1,000 is 3 million. This is correct. All right. So let's try and go down. If you go down, this is still correct. So this is amazing, guys. I think we've gotten it. So let's drag down. If you drag down, it is correct. If you drag this way, it is still correct. So this is Ghana cedis. We change it to Ghana cedis. Currency. I don't know if somebody understands what I did, Sha. So there's no Ghana cedi here, right? So we'll go to more and change it to find symbol. Change it to Ghana cedi. Just search for. I don't know the symbol for Ghana cedi. Does any person know? Go to general. Currency. I don't know the symbol for Ghana cedi. What is the symbol? Does any person know? GHS. I don't know the symbol.
GHC.
Eh?
GHC.
Okay, GHC. So this is Ghana cedis. So this is correct now, guys. Did you see what I did? So because I'm going to give you an assignment. Are you okay now? Do you understand? So here we locked the column G. We want it to remain in G. And then we locked the column here, and then we lock the row here. Because we don't want it to move out. We don't want it to leave. We want it to, when it comes here, it should leave this row N. That's why row N is not locked. When you move this way, leave row N and enter O. So if you come here, you're going to notice that it's O. O is here. But when you come here, you see that it is N. So it moved from N here. It has moved to O. So in this column, it is in O, column O. But the row is locked. Sorry, the row is it remains in row 2. Don't leave row 2, but move to the next column, but don't leave row 2. It keeps multiplying by row 2. But when it's here, it remains in row 2 still. Don't leave row 2, but be in N. Then for G, remain in this column, multiply anything in this column, lock to this column, lock to G, but you can move. Don't stick to 3. Don't be on 3. Just don't be on this one row. When it goes down, move to the next one. When it goes down, move to the next one, but remain in this column. You can move this column, keep moving, but remain in the column, but you can move. I didn't lock the 2. You can be moving. When you get to 4, change this thing to 4. You can see the G change to G4 here, change to G5 here, change to G6 here, right? It keeps changing. Let me not change anything. When it comes here, it changes to G6, just like that. Then here, the same thing, the same principle applies. So it is mixed. You can see how mixed it is. Here, I locked one, I didn't lock one. Here, I locked one, I didn't lock one. But in the absolute referencing, look at this one is absolute. I locked the 2. It just keeps here. Don't move out of here. Remain here till the end of time. All right? Please, you understand this mixed referencing? Or do we revisit it again? Do we revisit mixed referencing again? Or you can rest. I can see that I think we can end here. We can stop here so that you can practice this on your own and understand it better. So maybe we can revisit it. We can do it again before starting next class. Then should I give you the assignment today? I want to give an assignment on this mixed referencing because I want you to really practice it.
Give us assignments. Let's use and practice it. That way we'll know whether we actually understand what you taught.
Okay, great. That's a good one. I love that. So this is your assignment. You can screenshot it. I'm not going to paste. Okay, let me just copy it and paste to the class. So you're going to Using the concept of cell referencing, complete the multiplication table by writing a formula in the cell B2, and then using the fill handle to populate the rest of the empty cells in the table. So you're going to create a multiplication table using cell referencing. You're going to have, I think you're going to have something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't mind this thing, or 5. Is that formatting? I formatted this cell to Naira, I formatted this cell to Ghana. That's why you're seeing this. But I'll just ignore it. Or no. Let's remove it and go to somewhere else since we have enough space. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 12. The multiplication table is 12, right? Then here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 12. The multiplication table is 12, right? All right. So you want to write a formula here. The formula should be here. When you drag it, it will populate for 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 3, 6 here. And then when you drag it this way, it also populates to. So this place should be 12 times 12. That's what will be here. Here will be 12 times 11, 12 times 10, just like that. Complete multiplication table. Do you understand this? Is there any other question? Let me post this to the class. Let me drop this in the class.
Sir, please, I wanted to ask, can someone use Excel 2013 to work? Like, that's the one I have on my laptop.
Yes, you can use it now, but when we get advanced, you won't be able to use it. But you can use it for now. All right? You can use it. All right. I'll paste it in the class. Any other question? Is there any other question?
Please, I don't get the assignment.
Eh?
I don't
Any
get
other
the
question? You not get what?
assignment.
Okay, when you watch the video, you get it. All right.